Hi dear viewers, with a new edition of Africa Today. My name is Aman Mukhtar, and in this episode we are going to discuss the Hajj season and the feast that is taking place nowadays, and it's joining the countries with each other. To shed more light, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, African Affairs expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Well, Dr. Ezaby, now many of the citizens from the African countries are going to perform, are now in Saudi Arabia and Mecca performing the Hajj rituals. So how is the occasion a kind of connecting people with each other, connecting Africa with Asia, connecting the citizens from several countries with each other?
Well, Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, representing a fundamental aspect of the faith. It takes place during the Islamic month of Dhul Hijjah and involves several days of rituals, including tawaf, sa'i, walking between the hills of Safa and Marwa, and standing at Arafat. Hajj is significant as it commemorates the actions of the Prophet Ibrahim and his family, demonstrating obedience to Allah. So most Muslims in Africa go from Africa to Saudi Arabia in Asia to make the Hajj pilgrimage in these days. So it makes a very great relations between African Muslim people and the Asian countries, Saudi Arabia, and it makes equality between people all over the world, or Muslim of the world,
yes.
Even African or European or Asian and or Arab, all equals in Hajj pilgrims.
Yes. What are the facilities that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia provides for the African, the citizens from African countries? Of course, it provides facilities for everyone coming to perform the Hajj rituals, but specifically the Africans, what are the facilities that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are providing?
Well, many facilities that Saudi Arabia gives to African people to make Hajj goes Eid al-Adha, known as the festival of sacrifice. It's celebrated by Muslims worldwide, including in Africa. The celebrations often begins with the communal prayers at mosques or open ground, followed by the ritual slaughter or an animal, usually a sheep, goat, or cow, to commemorate Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son. So Saudi Arabia gives many facilities to African people, such as visas. It makes it for free for the first time to Hajj or Umrah for African people. It makes workers all over the places of Hajj pilgrims. It gives many facilities like buses, like water, like air conditions and places of Arafat or Safa and Marwa. Saudi Arabia makes its best to make the African Muslim people do this pilgrimage by easy way.
Yes, yes. Of course, the facilities are very clear for everyone. We can see the pictures since the start of Hajj rituals. The Saudi authorities are providing, of course, all the facilities and help for the pilgrimages. So also, I would like to know, Dr. Ezaby, how is the African countries celebrating the feast of Adha, or the feast of sacrifice?
Geography and history have deeply influenced African ties. Geographical proximity facilities trade, cultural exchange, and political alliance. Historical factors such as colonial legislature, struggle, independence, and Pan-African movement have fostered sense of unity. Regional organizations like the African Union also plays a crucial role in enhancing this time. Okay, religious events like Eid promote unity and cultural exchange among African states. Shared religious practices strengthen bonds and foster a sense of solidarity. Joint celebrations, pilgrimage, and religious conferences can lead a great political and social cooperation. These events also highlight common values and beliefs, bridging ethnic and national divides.
Yes. Yes. Also, Dr. Ezaby, what are the traditions or how the ritual or the traditions that the African countries make, or the citizens in African countries make during the Feast of Sacrifice?
Similarities and differences in celebrations among African countries, while the core religious practices of Eid al-Adha remain consistent and cultural expressions vary. Similarities include communal prayers, the sacrifice, and feasting meals. Differences arise in the specifics of foods, music, dance, and attire, reflecting local customs and traditions. For example, in Nigeria, traditional attire and music are prominent, while in Morocco, specific culinary dishes are highlighted.
Yes. Also, the Muslims in the African countries, when they are celebrating or going to the Hajj rituals, don't you see that this is a good opportunity for other citizens in the country to know more about the traditions and the rituals of the Hajj?
Well, cultural differences affecting celebrations, cultural differences such as local customs, traditions, and historical influences shape the way Eid is celebrated in different countries. For instance, variation is cousins, music, dance, and the social practice reflecting each nation's unique heritage. In Sudan, for example, traditional European music and dance are part of the ritual, while in Ethiopia, the influence of local Christian traditions is seen.
Yes. So my question is now, how would you see religion as a kind of, or the role of religion in binding countries closer, or getting countries to know each other more?
Well, Eid al-Adha pilgrims, Hajj pilgrims, make the people of the countries near together, goes to the same place in Saudi Arabia, meet each other, know each other, exchange heritage, exchange traditions, know each other more and more. So this occasion made a very great relations between people all over the country, especially in Africa and other countries. They always meet in Arafat. All people are equal in Arafat. They meet each other, they help each other. So they can talk about their heritage, their traditions, they exchange culture between each other in this occasion, or in Arafat, or in Mina, or in Muzdalifah.
Yes. I thank you very much for your time. Happy feast to you and your family, Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, African Affairs expert. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Well, millions of pilgrims are continuing performing the last major of the ritual of the Hajj, and we have more in the following report.
To perform Hajj as the annual pilgrimage returns to its monumental scale. Saudi officials say more than 1.5 million foreign pilgrims have arrived in the country, the vast majority by air from across the world. Hundreds of thousands of Saudis and others living in Saudi Arabia joined them. Saudi officials have said they expect the number of pilgrims this year to exceed those in 2023, when more than 1.8 million people performed Hajj, approaching pre-pandemic levels. In 2019, more than 2.4 million Muslims made the pilgrimage. Saudi authorities controlled the flow of pilgrimage through quotas, allowing each country one pilgrim for every 1,000 Muslim citizens. The pilgrims included 4,200 Palestinians from the occupied West Bank who arrived in Mecca earlier this month, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Awqaf and Religious Affairs. Palestinians in the Gaza Strip were not able to travel to Saudi Arabia for Hajj this year because of the 8-month war between Israel and Hamas.
Welcome back. Now we're going to watch a report about the feast in Nigeria and the traditions there. Let's watch.
Millions of Muslims across Africa are celebrating Eid al-Adha, or the Feast of the Sacrifice, a religious festival that honors the act of sacrificing what they hold dear to express their devotion to Allah. But this year, in parts of Africa, Eid celebrations are marred by rising inflation, raging wars, and refugee crisis. In Sudan, the raging wars, the currency of humanitarian aid, and the refugee crisis make for dire celebrations. Meanwhile, Muslims in Nigeria are reportedly tightening their belts to mark the religious festival as inflation triggered. Nigeria was for decades spending billions of dollars each month to keep petrol prices down at pumps. Since the subsidy ended, the pump price are soared from 197 to 537 naira per liter of petrol. Food items and transport are most affected. The World Bank warned earlier in the week that more than 7 million Nigerians may enter extreme poverty if the federal government does not make up for the end of the subsidy. Islam is the second most widespread religion in the African continent after Christianity, with 40% of the African population embracing the Islamic religion.
Well, with this, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Africa Today. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.